We are back from Eckert's with lots of strawberries. I am going to start with the easiest strawberry recipe. I am making a Chinese strawberry milk jelly. What the Chinese call jelly, here in the US we call jello, so it's technically a milk jello. So it will be 1 cup of sliced clean strawberries. I have to clean those yet. 2 cups of milk, 1/4 cup of sugar, and then 4 teaspoons of gelatin. Pretty simple. So I'm going to heat up the milk, stir in the sugar, and stir in the gelatin until it all dissolves together, and then add the strawberries, and then put it in a mold and put it in the refrigerator to set up. So first thing, let me get some strawberries cleaned. The milk is warming up, so I am going to add the gelatin and the 1/4 cup of sugar. I said 4 teaspoons of gelatin. It equaled 1 packet that I had, gelatin packets from the grocery store. All right, I'm just gonna stir this until it all dissolves together. Not like that big clump. You gotta get to dissolve. It took about 5 minutes at low heat for all the gelatin to dissolve. I put it into this glass bowl. This is just what I'm gonna use as my mold. And I'm gonna let it cool for about 3 or 4 minutes before adding the strawberries. And then I'm gonna add this cup of strawberries and then put it in the refrigerator to set up. But it's still warm and I don't want it to like really cook the strawberries. So I'm just gonna let it sit here and cool down for about 5 minutes. 3 hours later, the jello did set up. So that makes me very happy. It didn't set up for at least the first hour, so I was starting to get worried. But 3 hours later, it's perfect. So I'm going to loosen up the sides and then flip it over in this tray. Hold on 1 second. All right, so it didn't come out of the mold like I expected. Maybe I should have let it last longer. But that's a bummer because the videos I watched, they all came out perfectly. But as you can see, it did set. It's nice jello consistency. So let me spoon some in a bowl. I was hoping I could slice it in squares. So maybe my mistake was I should have let it sit for another hour. Maybe I got too impatient because it's been 3 hours. I probably should have let it, because normal jello I let sit for 4 hours. So I think this is my fault for being impatient, but I am happy. Look at that. It does look like jello. So no longer looks pretty, but it smells delicious, and we'll do a taste test. Here is the jelly. I call it jello. China, they call it jelly. In our little vintage bowls from Robert's mother, we always eat jello out of these. So time for a taste test. All right, taste test. So all it is milk, sugar, and strawberries and gelatin. It's actually really good, because here our jello is usually just like water, sugar, and gelatin. So putting milk instead of water, it's really good. Why have we not done this before? What do you think, Robert?
I like it. I had my doubts. When I looked at that, I was like, I don't know.
It looks like yogurt, but it's not. It's just, I don't know. How do you describe it?
I don't know.
Has the consistency of jello, of US jello. I get a slight milk taste, and then slight sugar, and then the strawberries. And I did wait like 5 minutes before I added the strawberries. The mixture was still hot, but not like boiling hot, because I didn't really want the strawberries to get like cooked. They're still nice and crisp. This is a really simple, easy treat. I realize not everyone like has gelatin in their pantry, but gelatin is a staple at the baking aisle. The box I had 4 envelopes and it only took 1 envelope, so I could make this 3 more times. I don't know why we've never thought of turning milk into Jell-O.
Well, why would you? I mean,
I don't know.
I
You know what? I
I'm
watched
used to Jell-O out of the box.
Jell-O out of the box.
And this is much
I
better
got
than
this
Jell-O out of the
idea
box.
from YouTube, from Chinese videos. I'm obsessed with all their street foods and stuff, and I'm glad I tried this. So yeah, I think my mistake was not giving it 4 hours to set up, and then I also didn't use like a real mold. It was just a glass bowl. I'm sure if I would have had like a what are those red molds? What's those plastic molds called?
A Jell-O mold?
A Jell-O mold. That's fine, Robert, whatever. I'm sure if I would have used a real Jell-O mold instead of a glass bowl, it would have worked. Thank you, Robert. Pointing out the obvious.
That's what I'm here for.
It worked really good. I can see doing this a lot more. Simple, not incredibly expensive, and different from just the typical US Jell-O. So, but you gotta like milk. I used vitamin D. I love milk. If you're not like a milk person, this probably wouldn't work for you. But if you like milk, this is a very simple, easy, not just like refreshing. Very refreshing. Is that the word, Robert?
Yeah, that's the word.
It is a very refreshing treat.
Kind of overselling it, but yeah.
Well, I'm amazed that it worked because for the last 3 hours, I'm like, it's not setting. It's set, it's cool. I like it. So anyway, that's it. That's my first strawberry recipe, Chinese strawberry milk jelly. US, we would call it milk Jell-O. It's good. Thanks for watching.